So this is the video, right, that I just messaged you about that I'm going to send over. You're mentioning about getting good marketing, getting your name out there. I'm sure that you're like most contractors who I speak with, where what you really care about is getting more work, getting results, right? Like it's not ultimately going to come down to the prettiest website, the fanciest logo, things like that. You want your phone to ring so that you can keep your guys employed and just build your business like a lot of other people. So what I'm going to cover with you is some of the best ways to actually get that work. And I personally, just so you know, in full disclosure, I have not worked with a remodeler before, but I have helped get these results for people who have done insulation, junk removal, concrete. There's a lot of things that can be replicated no matter what the industry is. So I'm going to show you some of those results, some of those other websites. If you're interested, I'd love to then have a conversation with you, make sure that would be a good fit before we go any further. So what you're going to want to do for building up your presence, right, getting marketing and getting your name out there, you are going to want two things. Social media isn't that important. Like you can always get a Facebook page, you can reach out, but the big things is going to be getting a listing on Maps in Google and getting a website. So when you're looking stuff up on Google, and just so you know, if you look over here on the top right, I've changed my location over to Shelbyville so that we can be looking at who your competitors are and what they're doing and where the work's going to come in. You have up here, you have ads. This gets about 10% of all people who search when it comes to services. If we look down here, this is the bread and butter. This is called Google Maps. 50 to 70% of people will click on these results because a lot of people will skip ads and then this is the first thing they see. And then the remaining 20 to 40% will click on usually the top few websites over here. So this is always going to be the main focus. You're going to want to get a listing on Google Maps. Now the way Google works, why they're successful, how they operate, is that they want to show people the most local and authoritative results. One thing that's really good for you is that in your market out in Bedford County, is that the most authoritative people in Shelbyville are not the most local people. So if you are actually local to this market, you're going to have an opportunity to win. And the reason why I say that is that these listings aren't just listings. When you look at Google Maps, each one of these little red dots, each one of these businesses that are on here, these are like antennas. So when businesses create their listing, it's like they're planting an antenna, and then through optimization, they will increase their radius, the amplification of that antenna. And the ones that provide Google with what they're asking for the most of, they're going to be the ones who are searched and seen. And when I say searched and seen, just to be clear, because I'm going to show you a heat map, which is a cool tool so we can see how strong each person's antenna is. When you're ranking, what I mean by that is these are the top three, right? These are the top three results. You type in something, these are the top three that's going to be seen. So this is number 1, this is number 2, and this listing right here is ranked number 3. Anything beyond that, below that, a customer or you, we say if you're looking for something, has to click on more places in order to find that. So you want to be in the top 3. Now in this heat map here, this is one of your competitors, SD Construction. They are ranking really well for both bathroom remodeling and kitchen remodeling. See this right here? That's the term that we looked for, and they're covering most of the county. Now again, what's good, I was telling you, Google wants to show local and authoritative results. They're the most authoritative, but not the most local, meaning that if you are closer to that Shelbyville market, you can actually beat them and start to take over some of this volume that's coming in for people looking for bathroom remodeling. You can start to have your property get searched and seen. Another service that I noticed that you offer, I saw the TraxDeck post on there, right, is that on here, one of your biggest competitors is, it's a terrible name, but this right here, this listing, Athens of Tennessee Deck Experts, they're ranking number 1 across the county for deck building. One of the things that I would strongly recommend you doing, or looking into at least, is getting your website built out, getting a maps listing built out for remodeling, and then also looking into something called a companion site that focuses on decks, that focuses on those services that are associated with decks too. Because if you start to, one mistake a lot of people will make is that they'll put all these listings on one thing, like, oh, I do decks, I do kitchens, I do flooring, I do carpentry. you're going to become a jack of all trades, which is a master of none. And that's not who Google likes to highlight. So I would highly advocate for you to get multiple listings up, employ some of those additional services so that you can start to get searched and seen for work that's meaningful. So switching gears here to show you some of those results then that we've been able to get for people that are meaningful and do get the phone to ring. This is for a insulation company out in Durham in North Carolina. These are the map results that we've been able to get. So if you type in spray foam insulation, Durham, North Carolina, you're going to see this company right here, DH Spray Foam Insulation. This is called King Spray Foam out in South Jordan. If you type in spray foam insulation South Jordan, like out in South Jordan, Utah, you're going to see King Spray Foam on there. This is a newer online property, so it's not doing as well as some of the others, but we're still seeing really good results. This is a pallet service company out in Tampa, Florida, easily the most dominant one that's in that area. This gets about 60 to 80 calls a month. Now, your county is obviously a lot smaller than Tampa, Florida, so I'm not going to say that you're going to get 60 to 80 calls, but we can absolutely get the phone to ring for you here. And this one I'm most proud of. This is for Concrete down in Cleveland, in Tennessee. This map is over 1,000 square miles, and that concrete listing is covering the county. So we definitely know what we're talking about, and also in markets that are relevant and near to you. The last thing I'm going to show you here, Devin, is some of the websites that we've built. This is one of those companion sites I was telling you about. This is specific to hoarding cleanup out in Las Vegas. If you look up Las Vegas, if you type in Las Vegas hoarding cleanup, I promise you this is going to be the listing that you see, and that's what it'll be. It's ranked number 1 or number 2 across all of Las Vegas. This is a concrete site that we're building out for someone out in South Haven, Mississippi, which is right over by Memphis. So this is actually a pretty good example of what to expect if you are also looking for a website. So yeah, if that interests you, if you haven't already been bombarded by enough people who aren't showing you results with what they're able to do, or if you just want to be able to talk to a marketer who's going to give you best advice for your business, don't hesitate to reach out.